Cold open hook. What if everything on your to-do list today, every task you carefully planned, every goal you're trying to chase, every little thing you told yourself must get done is actually the reason you're not successful yet? Not because you're lazy, not because you lack discipline, not because you're not capable of achieving something great, but because you're trying to do too much. Think about your day. You wake up with motivation, you feel ready, you open your to-do list, and it's full. Important tasks, urgent tasks, things you should do, things you feel guilty not doing. And in that moment, it feels like productivity. But it's not. Because what if that long list isn't helping you move forward? It's actually holding you back. We've been taught something our entire lives, that productivity means doing more. More tasks, more goals, more hustle. Wake up earlier, work harder, stay busy all day. And if you're not overwhelmed, you're not doing enough. But what if that belief is completely wrong? What if success is not about doing more? What if it's about doing less, better? And what if the moment you stop trying to do everything is the exact moment everything finally starts to change? The busy trap. You wake up motivated. There's a sense of possibility in the air, a quiet belief that today you'll finally get things done. You sit down, you plan your day, you organize your tasks. This is it, you tell yourself. Today will be productive. And for a moment, it feels real. But then the day begins. Your phone lights up. Messages start coming in. Emails demand attention. One task turns into three turn into 10. You jump from one thing to another, starting, stopping, switching, trying to keep up with everything. And before you realize it, the day is gone. Now it's night. You sit there, exhausted. Your mind is drained. Your energy's gone. You were busy all day, constantly doing something. So why does it feel like nothing truly important got done? Because being busy is not the same as being productive. Busyness is noise. It's movement without direction, activity without purpose, effort without results. But productivity, that's impact. It's doing the things that actually move your life forward, the things that matter. But the world doesn't teach you that. It celebrates multitasking, doing more, handling everything, always being busy. But science and real-world results tell a very different story, because the more you try to do everything, the less you actually achieve. And the reason behind that might completely change the way you work forever. The multitasking myth. Multitasking feels powerful. It makes you feel productive, efficient, in control. You reply to messages while working. You check emails during calls. You jump between tasks without stopping. And for a moment, it feels like you're getting more done. But you're not. Because multitasking is just task switching. Fast, constant, exhausting task switching. And every time you switch, your brain pays a price. A loss of focus, a drop in energy, a waste of time. Not once, but every single time. You don't notice it immediately, but over hours, over days, it adds up, and it slows you down. Think about this. Imagine you're driving on a busy road. Now, at the same time, you start texting, reading something important, trying to hold a conversation. Your attention splits. Your reaction slow. Your control weakens. You're not faster. You're closer to crashing. And that's exactly what's happening with your life, with your goals, with your work, with your future. You start many things, but finish very few. You stay busy, but don't move forward, because your focus is constantly being broken. And without focus, even your best effort becomes average. So if multitasking is the problem, what's the one thing that actually creates extraordinary results? The one question. In the powerful book, The One Thing, Gary Keller introduces an idea so simple, yet so powerful, it can completely change the way you approach your life. It's not a long strategy, not a complicated system, just one question. What's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? This question forces you to stop, to step away from the noise, the endless tasks, the pressure to do everything. And it demands something most people avoid, a decision. One thing. Because the moment you ask this question, everything else starts to fade. The distractions, the low-value tasks, the things that feel urgent but aren't important. They lose their power over you. And what remains is clarity. You begin to see what truly matters, the one action that creates impact, the one step that moves everything forward. And suddenly, success doesn't feel overwhelming anymore. You don't need to do everything. You don't need to chase every opportunity. You just need to focus on the right thing. Because success is not built on doing everything. It's built on doing the right thing first. And when you do that one thing, everything else begins to shift. Some tasks become easier, some problems disappear, and some things become completely unnecessary. But if one action can create that kind of impact, how does success actually unfold from it? How does one step lead to extraordinary results? The domino effect. Success works like dominoes, not as one big breakthrough, not as a sudden moment of luck, but as a sequence, one small action leading to the next, and then the next. Picture a single domino standing alone, small, simple, almost insignificant. Now imagine pushing it. It falls and hits the next. That one falls and hits another. And suddenly, a chain reaction begins. Each domino building momentum, each impact stronger than the last, until something small creates something massive. But here's the problem. Most people don't look for the first domino. They try to push everything at once. Multiple goals, multiple priorities, multiple directions. And in the end, nothing moves. Because when your energy is divided, your impact is weakened. No focus, no force, no momentum. But high achievers play a different game. They don't chase everything. They search for one thing, the first domino, the one action that matters most, the one step that creates a ripple effect. And once they find it, they don't hesitate. They hit it with precision because they understand something most people miss. Power doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing the right thing at the right time. And when that first domino falls, momentum takes over. What once felt hard becomes easier. What once felt slow becomes faster. And what once felt impossible starts to feel inevitable. Because in the end, small, focused actions lead to massive results. But if success is this simple, why do we keep making it so complicated? What beliefs are holding us back? The lies of success. There's a reason most people struggle to succeed. It's not because they don't work hard. It's because they've been taught to believe the wrong things. Ideas that sound right, ideas that feel logical, but quietly, they sabotage your focus. Lie number 1. Everything matters equally. We're told to treat everything as important, to give equal attention to every task. But if everything matters, Nothing does. Because priority requires contrast, it requires choice, and success begins the moment you decide what doesn't matter. Lie number 2, multitasking works. We've been conditioned to believe that doing more at once is better, but multitasking splits your attention, it weakens your focus, and it reduces the quality of everything you do. It doesn't multiply results, it divides them. Lie number 3, discipline is everything. We admire discipline. We think success requires constant self-control. But the truth is, you don't need discipline for everything. You only need enough discipline to build the right habit. And once that habit exists, it carries you forward. Lie number 4, willpower is always available. We assume we can rely on willpower anytime, but willpower is limited. It drains throughout the day. It weakens with every decision, which means if you delay what matters, you may never do it at your best. Lie number 5, balance is possible. This is the most comforting lie. Just balance everything: work, health, family, goals. But perfect balance doesn't exist because at any moment, something must take priority. And that brings us to the truth. These lies destroy focus because focus requires sacrifice. It requires saying no. It requires choosing less so you can achieve more. If everything matters, nothing does. Success demands imbalance. At any given moment, one thing must matter most. So if success depends on focus, how do you develop it in a world full of distractions?
The power of focus.
Focus is a superpower, not because it's complicated, but because it's rare. Look around. We live in a world that constantly pulls your attention away. Notifications, social media, endless information. Scroll, swipe, switch. Again and again and again. And over time, we've trained ourselves to lose focus. That's why focus has become so valuable. Because what's rare becomes powerful. And what's powerful creates results. When you truly focus on one thing, something shifts inside you. Your mind becomes clear, the noise fades away, your energy stops scattering. It aligns. And when your energy aligns, your progress accelerates. What once took hours becomes faster. What once felt difficult becomes manageable. Because now you're not dividing your effort, you're multiplying it. And that's when something incredible happens. Your results start to multiply. Not slowly, exponentially. Think about light. When it's scattered, it simply warms. But when you focus it through a lens, it becomes powerful enough to burn. Same light, same energy, different focus. That's your effort. Right now, your energy is spread across too many things, too many tasks, too many distractions, too many directions. But the moment you bring it together, you become powerful. Because focus is not just about doing one thing, it's about doing it with your full power. But knowing the power of focus is not enough. How do you protect it? How do you make sure it actually happens every day?
Time blocking.
If focus is the key, then time is the door. Because no matter how clear you are about what matters, if you don't control your time will control you. Most people don't design their day. They react to it. They wake up, check their phone, respond to messages, and before they even start what truly matters, their time is already gone. But successful people operate differently. They don't just set priorities, they schedule them. Because a priority that isn't scheduled is just a wish. This is where time blocking comes in. It's simple. You take your most important task, your one thing, and you assign it a specific time. Not later, not when I get time, but a fixed protected block. A time where nothing else is allowed in. No distractions, no interruptions, no compromises. Imagine sitting down, knowing this time is yours. No checking your phone, no switching tasks, just full attention on what truly matters. And something powerful happens. Your focus deepens, your work improves, your progress becomes real. Because now you're not hoping to get things done, you're ensuring they get done. At the end of the day, your results don't come from intentions, they come from how you spend your time. Your calendar shows your real priorities. Not what you say matters, but what you actually make time for. But even when you plan perfectly, why do we still struggle to stay consistent? What's really stopping us? The discipline myth. You've been told your whole life that success requires more discipline, more willpower, more control, more effort. But what if that's not the real problem? What if you don't need more discipline? You just need fewer decisions. Think about your day. From the moment you wake up, you start deciding what to check first, what to work on, what to ignore, what to delay. Decision after decision, all day long. And every decision consumes energy, drains your focus, weakens your willpower. That's why by evening, even simple tasks feel heavy, not because they're hard, but because you're exhausted from choosing. This is where everything changes. Successful people don't rely on discipline all day. They design systems. Because habits reduce effort. Systems reduce resistance. Focus reduces overwhelm. And together, they make progress automatic. Imagine starting your day without needing to decide what matters. Your priority is already chosen. Your time is already blocked. Your environment is already set. You don't hesitate. You just begin. And suddenly, what once felt difficult becomes easier. What once required effort becomes natural. Because success is not built on constant willpower. It's built on smart design. So design your life in a way where the right actions become the easy ones, and success stops being a struggle and starts becoming inevitable. So what does life look like when everything finally aligns? When clarity, focus, and action work together? Living the one thing. Imagine waking up not to chaos, not to pressure, but to clarity. You open your eyes, and instead of reaching for your phone, you already know exactly what matters. There's no confusion, no long list pulling you in 10 different directions, no inner voice asking, where do I even start? Because that decision is already made. Before, your days felt scattered. You tried to do everything, chased every task, responded to every demand, and still felt behind. But now, everything is different. No overwhelm, no wasted effort, just clarity, action, progress. You're no longer busy for the sake of being busy. You're intentional. Every action you take has purpose, and with every focused step, you feel it. Progress, not just movement, but meaningful movement. And something else begins to fade, stress. Because stress doesn't come from hard work. It comes from confusion, from trying to do too much, from not knowing what truly matters. And now that's gone. You're no longer reacting to life. You're directing it, one focused action at a time. That's the life this principle creates. Not perfection, but clarity. Not more effort, but better effort. Less stress, more results, and a life that finally feels under your control. But in the end, it all comes down to one decision. Are you ready to choose your one thing? Final transformation. Your life doesn't change when you do more tasks, more goals, more hustle, because doing more only keeps you moving. It doesn't guarantee you're moving forward. Your life changes when you do what matters most, not everything, the right thing. Think about your days. How often have you been busy but not fulfilled? Working hard but not feeling closer to your goals? That ends the moment your focus changes. So ask yourself, what's your one thing? The one action that truly matters. The one step that moves everything forward. The one priority that deserves your best energy. And once you find it, protect it. Guard it from distractions. Defend it from interruptions, because the world will constantly try to take it away. Focus on it. Give it your full attention, your full presence, your full effort. No half measures. Master it. Show up consistently. Refine your approach. Improve every day until it becomes second nature. Because extraordinary success is never random. It's not luck. It's not chance. It's the result of small, consistent, focused actions taken one step at a time, one decision at a time, one focused action at a time. So choose wisely, because your future depends on it.